What's up guys, and welcome back to another video here on B-Mills Wrestling. In today's video, I'm going to be reading your guys' WWE Hot Takes. WWE Hot Takes is a new series I've been doing on this channel, so if you guys want to comment a hot take of your own, make sure to follow my TikTok. I'm going to put it on the screen and link it in the description. Guys, if you're not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any new videos, and don't forget to leave a like down below. Without further ado, let's get into it. The first hot take that I'm going to read you guys has about 3 in one comment, so I'm just going to do all of them together. The first one says, Cody's title run was actually boring, but they literally gave him nothing to work with. The second one says, this current Cena run should have happened 10 years ago. And the third one and final one says, the only good women's storyline lately is basically revolved around Dominic Mysterio. So, to comment on the first one about Cody Rhodes, I sort of agree. I feel like they definitely could have given him better material to work with. I thought that the feud with AJ Styles was really solid. The fake retirement, the promos were excellent. The 2 matches they had were bangers of matches. So I thought that was really good. I thought it was a great way to start off Cody's title run. So I didn't mind that at all. What I really disliked about this title run was the fact that we had a feud with Logan Paul at King and Queen of the Ring. Now that was just to bring in views, bring in the numbers. It was a great match, don't get me wrong, but the feud was boring and nobody actually believed that Logan Paul was going to win. And then obviously you had Solo Sikoa versus Cody at SummerSlam, which also was just terrible because no one actually wanted to see that. Obviously it was just setting up the big return of Roman Reigns. Nobody thought Solo would actually win. Roman and Cody tagging up at Bad Blood. There was like a good couple month stretch where Cody, I feel like, wasn't really defending the title too much, so that hurt him. But then the title run, in my opinion, really picked up steam when it got to Kevin Owens. The feud with Kevin Owens, in my opinion, his greatest feud of this entire run that he had. I was a big fan of that. And then obviously the feud with John Cena I thought was solid. Could have been a little better. And then obviously loses the title at WrestleMania. So I do agree with you. I think that his title reign was a little boring, but I think that there was some good moments of it. But overall, it just gets overshadowed by the stuff with Solo Sikoa in the summer. And obviously The Rock, who we thought was going to come back to fight Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. He doesn't show up. He didn't show up for the storyline with John Cena and Cody Rhodes, so obviously that was a whole mess on its own, but I give Cody Rhodes some credit. I think that he handled this, what he was given for this title run, really well. So then he obviously said that John Cena, his current run right now, should have happened 10 years ago. I disagree with this. I mean, 10 years ago was 2015, so that was even before he won his 17th title run. Then maybe you're just referring to him being a heel. I don't think that him turning heel in 2015 was necessary at all. That didn't fit with what was going on in 2015. If it was going to happen, it would have happened in 2013 when he lost to The Rock at WrestleMania. But they obviously didn't pull the trigger on it. They were close to, didn't end up doing it. I think it's been fine. I think that obviously him as a heel, it's not as great because it feels kind of forced. The stuff he's saying, I feel like I can't take him that serious. I just find myself laughing when he says some things, like when he's arguing with the crowd, when he was calling out like the 6-year-old in the crowd for flipping him off. Like, I thought that was just funny. I don't really find him as like an intimidating heel, but I just think he's doing the best that he can. I think that he definitely deserved his 17th title run, so I'm so happy that it's happening in this retirement tour. But whether you're referring to just the 17th title run or the heel, I think that the heel run probably should have happened over a decade ago. But I think that the 17th title, it makes sense to happen on his farewell tour. I don't think it really would have made sense to happen 10 years ago. Because what would Cena be doing right now? Like, what would be the purpose of his retirement tour? You know? And then obviously this guy also said that there was no interesting storylines for the Women's World title other than Dominic Mysterio being involved. I disagree with this. I get what you're saying. He was a major part of Becky versus Liv because he helped Liv win. And then obviously he was the main factor in Liv versus Rhea. And I thought that was a great storyline, by the way. So I don't want to knock on that storyline. It did drag a little bit. But I think we have to give some credit to Io versus Bianca versus Rhea because I thought that storyline was pretty solid. Now, obviously, the match was way better than the storyline itself, but I feel like there was so many layers to the storyline with, Bianca earning her title shot at WrestleMania by winning the Chamber, and then Rhea Ripley kind of just politicking her way into the match. I thought that storyline was good, and that they were overlooking the champion Io Sky, so I thought that was solid. Obviously, you go over to SmackDown. The feuds weren't great with Bayley. I thought her title run was really boring, if I'm being honest with you. Nia Jax's title run wasn't great either. And then obviously Tiffany and Charlotte really struggled. Don't think that was too good. So I do see what you're saying. I do see that the women's world title, it needs some work right now. The feuds need to be better. Hopefully that can happen. But I do think that Io versus Rhea versus Bianca was a solid. The next one on here says Austin Theory is the gatekeeper and deserves to win the WWE Championship. I think that Austin Theory has the utmost potential to become a champion in WWE at some point. Obviously, ever since Triple H took over as head of creative, he hasn't booked Austin Theory properly. Austin Theory is just being fed to people. He was just fed to Sheamus. Just quick matches. He lost to Jey Uso in like a minute, if you guys remember that match about a month ago. So it's been really tough for him, and obviously they've been teasing that face turn with him and Grayson Waller, him turning on Grayson Waller and becoming a babyface. That obviously hasn't happened. I don't know what they're doing with that storyline. A lot of people were saying that he was going to be the third and final member of this faction with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. There's still some time. But yeah, I really want to see better for Austin Theory. It's so hard for me to say, though, right now that Austin Theory is a future WWE champion because he's so far away from that. Because these last few years, his booking has just been really bad. So I do hope that soon we get some sort of Austin Theory push because the guy is so incredibly talented in the ring, on the mic, whatever you throw him into. I thought he was great as United States champion. Just ever since he won Money in the Bank, they fumbled him. They haven't done anything with him. And it's getting to that point where people are getting scared that he's going to be in these WWE cuts that we just saw with guys like Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai. I hope that's not the case. I hope that soon we can get a push for Austin Theory because he deserves it. Next one we have on here says, any version of Seth Rollins is golden. He plays his parts well every time. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Seth Rollins, in my opinion, hasn't had a bad gimmick since he's came into the business, right? I'm just going to start with his WWE days, and obviously that starts with the Shield. He was the architect in the Shield. He was, in my opinion, and still is, the best wrestler out of the faction, the high flyer. So he was obviously great with the Shield. Then he was the one who turned on the Shield. He betrayed the Shield. And obviously that was, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people's opinions, the greatest heel turn of all time. It was just so shocking the way it happened. And then it set him up for greatness, right? To get him to the very top of the business. You have him in that authority run with Triple H, Big Show, Kane, Randy Orton, guys like that, which I thought was really good. They gave him the Money in the Bank briefcase. His promos were excellent. Just him as a heel, you just wanted to hate him because of what he did and how he acted. And I just think that was awesome, right? And then he becomes WWE champion by being the first person to cash in at WrestleMania and pinning Roman Reigns. And then his title run before the injury was super good. Obviously, he beats John Cena to become United States and WWE champion, which not many have done. I don't think actually anybody's ever held both titles at once. So that was awesome. Seth Rollins, he's incredible. You talk about the Messiah gimmick that he had. I thought that was really good stuff. It didn't really lead to anything, but I thought that it was just such a natural gimmick. The things he was saying, the matches he was having, the way he was dressing, like it was perfect. And then obviously, right now, what he's doing as a heel, a part of this faction with Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, it's been incredible, right? I mean, he's setting up the future of the business. He's kind of recreating Evolution 2.0 in a way. He's just super good at what he does. Now, obviously, you can knock on the babyface title run he had in 2019. He wasn't given anything good to work with. I don't think that was really Seth Rollins' fault. But I also just think that he's more natural as a heel. His best work comes when he is a heel. Although I think that, his babyface run in 2024 was very solid. I just love when he's working as a heel. But yeah, I agree with you. He makes everything that he touched into gold. The next one that we have on here says, Jey Uso is mid at best. He just got a title because he got over with the fans. His in-ring work has been going downhill rapidly. I disagree. I don't think that he just got handed the title just because the fans are behind him. It takes talent. It takes dedication to get fans to want to cheer you in the way that they do as well. It's not like, they just cheer him when he comes out. No, they are yeeting. They are chanting yeet, right? I mean, they're singing his theme song. They're chanting for the guys in the back to play his theme song over again. Like, that takes talent. Not anybody just can do that, right? Like, let's just say like Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne just can't go out there and get the crowd controlled like that, right? Like, he can't do that. And no shade on Pete Dunne, but that's just what it is. It took Jey Uso years of hard work, years of being overlooked and being looked at as just the twin, right? To overcome all of that and step out of the shadow of Roman Reigns, right? And have that ultimate underdog gimmick where, like I said, he comes out of the shadow of Roman Reigns. He challenges Roman Reigns to that Tribal Combat match. That's what set him over. That's what catapulted him to the top. It takes talent to do that. So, in my opinion, if you're that talented and to the point where you can get the fans behind you in the way that he does, then you do deserve a title run. I agree with you. I don't think that he's the best in the ring. I also don't think he's the worst. But you have to admit, right, he's had some solid matches, right? He had just had a solid match with Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw. So let's just not say that, oh, he can never have a good match, right? I'm just interested in seeing what he can do now as the champion, what types of stories he can tell as champion. Like, I'm interested in it. I think we all just have to have an open mind on these new title runs, right? Like we did with Gunther's world title run. We just have to have that open mind for Jey Uso and, just like see what we get, right? Because like obviously right now, we're in this storyline with Logan Paul. A lot of people aren't gonna like it, but I feel like they have the ability to do something special, and we just have to let it play out. I'm not sure how long he's gonna hold this title, but just let him cook. Let him have solid matches. Let him have better matches every time, every new feud that he's in. Let him tell stories with every feud he's in. Like, let him show you why he is world champion. The next one we have on here says the new member of Seth Rollins' faction will be Jey. Sammy vs. Seth and Jey runs down to help, but turns on Sammy too. I don't see this happening. I absolutely do not see them turning Jey Uso heel whatsoever. You just turned Seth Rollins heel, who is one of the most over babyfaces in the company. You just turned John Cena heel. Same thing goes with him. They're not going to turn Jey Uso heel. Like, it's not going to happen. He's way too over with the crowd. Now, I get that sometimes that doesn't mean anything, but right now, him alongside CM Punk, like, they're your two babyfaces right now because Cody Rhodes is obviously taking time off. Roman Reigns is taking time off. You need babyfaces within the company, and Jey and Punk are at the top right now. And obviously, you just handed Jey the world title, so you're not going to turn him heel. It doesn't make sense. Jey Uso does not need to join another faction. He was involved with the Bloodline way too long, so they're not going to do that. If anything, I would have saw Sami Zayn being the one to do that. Like, when Seth versus Jey was happening and Sami came out, I low-key thought Sami was going to turn on Jey. And I thought that a couple times now. I thought he was going to turn on Jey when he congratulated him for winning the world title on the Raw after WrestleMania. That didn't happen. I'm just starting to think maybe we're not getting a third member in this faction. Now I'm still going to let it play out. I feel like maybe after Backlash or something like that, we can get a new member in this faction. But I'm not totally sold that we are going to get another member like we're all thinking. But it definitely will not be Jey Uso. The next one we have on here says Grayson Waller deserves a singles title in the main roster. I don't think so. I don't mind Grayson Waller. I think he plays that funny heel character gimmick. I think he plays that very well. But like a singles title, think about who's holding the singles title right now on SmackDown. That's Jacob Fatu, the United States champion. He's not getting touched for a long time, and it won't be Grayson Waller who takes the title from him. Then you go to Raw, Dominic Mysterio, perfect IC champion. But in my opinion, I just think Dom is just a way better heel and just way better in general than Grayson Waller. And that's not a jab at Grayson Waller, because I do like him. But to say he deserves a singles title, I don't think so. Think about the tag title run he had with Austin Theory. That was pretty mediocre. It's very forgetful. Like, you even forget that they were tag champions in 2024 just because of how bad it was. And obviously the entire Raw tag division has just been booked horribly this year. But a singles title, no, I think he needs work. Overall, he needs to be a single superstar for like at least a year to see maybe if he is worth that. Because obviously he's stuck in this tag team. Everyone wants to see Austin Theory go solo. No one's even really talking about Grayson Waller going solo. So maybe if they do decide to finally break up this group, because it's dead weight at this point. Like, nobody cares about it. So I feel like they should do it and give them both singles pushes, maybe a feud, or maybe just put them each on a different brand and see what they can do as single superstars. But as of right now, definitely don't think Grayson Waller deserves any type of singles championship. The next one we have on here says Sami Zayn is still a main title picture contender. I don't know. Like, I like Sami Zayn. He's been around for a long time. I've been watching him for a long time. He's obviously one of the best in-ring workers of all time. There's no denying that. But man, his gimmick sucks. Like, he's so boring. This generic babyface gimmick where he just thinks he's better than everyone else. And, oh, if you're doing something that I don't like, I'm going to call you out and say, oh, you're bad. You shouldn't do. Like, it's just so boring. Like, get on with it. Like, he's better as a heel. I think he should still be a heel, or at least a interesting babyface. Like, think about CM Punk. CM Punk goes out there, he's himself, and he's an interesting babyface. Sami Zayn, he just can't say the same thing. Everything he says feels so forced and scripted. Like, I just don't like it. So to say he's a main title picture contender, I don't think so. I think WWE will view him as that because I think he will be the winner of the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. I don't necessarily want him to win that, but I think that that is the direction. I think that they are going to build him towards the top and to getting that world title match, whether it's against like Braun Breaker or Seth Rollins, maybe at WrestleMania or something, SummerSlam, whatever it is, it will happen eventually. But as for me, I just don't agree with it. I think he's a mid card guy still, just because I'm not interested in what he's doing ever. The most interested I've been in with him is when he was involved with the Bloodline, and obviously that's far in the past. So I feel like he needs to grab onto like a new storyline, a new gimmick, where he can get fans behind him and actually be interested. The next one on here says Cena's title run right now has been better than Cody's. I feel like you guys just hate Cody Rhodes like so much. Like, I'm not like some number one Cody Rhodes fan, but I like the guy. I feel like you guys just disrespect him. Like, okay, like I said earlier in the video, his title run, it wasn't great. Like, it had its ups and it definitely had its downs. But he did what was asked of him. He made the best of what they gave him to work with. So you have to give him that credit. John Cena's title run, like, it just started. Like, he's held the title for like 3 or 4 weeks, and he hasn't even had his first real feud yet. Well, he's obviously in that feud with Randy Orton, but we haven't seen his first match yet defending the championship. So, like, you guys are just hating at this point. I think Cena definitely has the ability to have an incredible title run, but, like, come on. The Cody Rhodes hate, it just has to stop. The next one we have on here says Roman Reigns' title reign shouldn't count as he was basically part-time and not defending it. Another Ric Flair was extremely overrated and his 16 titles should not be celebrated. Now, I don't think you can really knock on Roman Reigns for his title run. Yeah, I get it. He was part-time. He didn't defend the title every week, but no champion does. Cody Rhodes did not defend the title every week, right? John Cena's not going to defend the title every week. We're still going to celebrate that, aren't we? That he's a 17-time champion. Like, overall, Roman Reigns' title run, in my opinion, was fine. Yes, it was long and he didn't defend it too many times, but like, who do you think he's going to defend the title against for that long? 4 years? There's only so many people, and he had like the same feuds, right? With like Kevin Owens a ton of times, Cody Rhodes a couple of times, like Jay, he's had a couple matches with. So they had to keep revisiting things because if you're gonna have the title for that long, like you're not just gonna have like 100 different people you can feud with. Like you can only feud with like 10 or less, right? That are in the world title picture. So he did a great job, and like obviously this Tribal Chief character was the best work of Roman Reigns' career with Paul Heyman. Like, don't even sit there and tell me you weren't interested in what Roman had to say when he actually did show up, right? So I just feel like that's a lot of baloney. Ric Flair's 16 titles shouldn't be celebrated. I mean, a lot of those titles, you know, obviously people say, oh, it shouldn't count. I actually did see something that said that he's being referred to as a 21-time champion now, which I think is hilarious. His ego, he can't take Cena winning 17. I don't really care for Ric Flair too much. That's not my era. Cena's my GOAT, so I don't really give a shit about Ric Flair's 16 titles. The next one you have on here says Cena isn't that good and Randy should beat his record. I feel like you guys are just rage baiting me. John Cena isn't that good. What are you talking about? Are you talking about current John Cena or just John Cena of all time? Like that. Either way, I think it's crazy to me. Like, you should be hyped every time you get John Cena on your screen because, you know, what he's going to say is going to have substance. Like, how are you not interested in what Cena is going to say every week? Like, I don't understand that at all. Randy should beat his record. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't mind it if he did. Like, I'm a huge Randy Orton guy, but, you know, he would have to win, what, 15, 16, 17, and 18? He'd have to win 4 world championships. I only think he's wrestling for about 5 more years. So 4 world titles in 5 years, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry to break it to you. It's just not. Like, Randy Orton hasn't held a world title in 5 years. So what makes you think he's going to win 4 in 5 years like that? With the way WWE is ran by Triple H now, he likes long world title runs. Like, we're seeing that. Roman Reigns, and obviously that started in the Vince era, but Cody Rhodes' year-long title run. Gunther had like 250 plus, I think. So they like to do these long world title runs. I just don't see Randy winning 4 in 5 years to beat Cena's record. Even if like he does deserve, like he has been around for as long as he's been around for, and he's obviously never went Hollywood. He stayed within the business. So I love Orton, but to say John Cena isn't good, like come on, you have to be rage baiting me. Next one we have on here says NXT 2.0 was not a failure. It gave us 90% of the future main roster. Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker, Tiffany Stratton, Trick Williams, all from the worst era of NXT ? Miss me with the hate. I agree with you, man. NXT 2.0 was super good, super underrated. Like, obviously, everyone just compares standards of NXT to Black and Gold, which obviously was the greatest era of NXT, but like 2.0 was really solid. Like you were saying, it gave us a lot of future stars in the main roster, like Carmelo Hayes, who I am super excited for. Like I am a huge Melo fan. Right now, obviously, hasn't been booked well, but I feel like his time is coming. Maybe that's at Money in the Bank. I sure hope so. Braun Breaker, two-time Intercontinental Champion, got the fans behind him with ease. Now he's already in the main event scene 1 year after being drafted. I mean, he's a guy who can main event like 7 WrestleManias, in my opinion. Trick Williams doing great work in NXT as a babyface and now as a heel. I think his time is coming, probably in a year, maybe like 6 months to a year. I don't think he'll be caught up in the draft that we're about to have, but maybe he will. You never know. Tiffany Stratton, yeah, women's world champion. She's obviously got the fans behind her as well. Money in the Bank winner. Another good person you didn't mention was Lyra Valkyria. She's the women's Intercontinental champion. So yeah, like we got so many good wrestlers from NXT 2.0, and NXT 2.0 in general was good. Like I thought the storylines and the matches were really good, and now we have all of them, or mostly all of them, on the main roster. So yeah, the future is definitely bright. On to the next one, and we have yet another John Cena hate comment. It says, Cena shouldn't be known as the best wrestler and shouldn't hold the record for the most world titles. Like, come on. Okay, best wrestler in terms of what? Like, in-ring ability? Yes, he's not. Like, it's not even close. He's not close to that. But, like, overall, yes, he is. He is the best on the microphone of all time. He is probably the most charismatic of all time. Like, his gimmick, like, you know what I mean? Like, 20 years of hustle, loyalty, respect. Like, and the way that he's able to always generate a reaction, whether that's Cena sucks or let's go Cena. Like, the crowd always has something to say about him. Like they've never been just quiet for John Cena. Talk about his thugonomics or how good that was. Like what he's doing right now has like just taken over the business completely. Like you just have to be another guy that's just rage baiting. Like who do you think deserves more world titles? Now Randy Orton, that's an argument. Like I'm okay to hearing that out, but like you're saying this as if John Cena is like some scrub they just handed 17 titles to. Like, come on. This one we have on here says, Bray Wyatt had so many awful feuds, matches, and storylines that were incredibly hard to watch. And that's a pretty high bar of awfulness in pro wrestling filled with more bad storytelling. Now, okay, rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. I loved Bray Wyatt. I thought the work he did when he came into the business and as the Fiend, I thought that was really good. Like, I do agree he had some really bad feuds, like with Seth Rollins. Braun Strowman in 2020 wasn't that great. Like, he had some bad feuds. I don't think that that's all his fault, though. Like, I feel like you gotta blame the booking sometimes. Like, I feel like giving him the world title at any point was stupid. Like, when they gave it to him in, I think it was 2016 or 2017 at Elimination Chamber, and they just lost it instantly. Like, when he was the Fiend, he should have never touched a world title. He touched a world title, and it was an awful run. Like, I think that's what really hurt him, because a character like that shouldn't hold a world title. Like, a character like that is bigger than the title, and they don't need it. So I agree with you that some of the feuds he had were really bad, but I don't think that's all his fault, because Bray Wyatt, he was incredible. The final one we have on here says, Solo should have won the Tribal Chief match. Solo, I still love you. No, he should not have. Solo Sikoa should not have won the Tribal Chief match because he already pinned Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. They weren't going to have him pin Roman Reigns in that match because that would have killed Roman Reigns. What do you do with Roman Reigns after he loses that match? What does he have to do after that other than retire? Like, I have no idea. There was no shot he should have won that match. I think he did solid work as the Tribal Chief with the Team Blue Bloodline. He did what was asked of him. And unfortunately, the crowd just didn't get behind him like they did with Jacob Fatu. He got outshined by Jacob Fatu, and WWE clearly saw that. Like, there was no point in having Solo Sikoa win that match whatsoever. Now, right now, it's kind of criminal what they've been doing with him. He just feels like a cheerleader for Jacob Fatu. So I don't know the exact direction with him. Obviously, I think they're hinting towards Jacob versus Solo for the U.S. title. Maybe at SummerSlam or something like that. But no, he should not have won this Tribal Chief match at all. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe and leave a like on the video. And don't forget to leave a comment on what you guys want to see in the next video. Alright guys, get out of here.